Today we're going to talk about course settings. So once you click on that specific course, then click on settings, and you have these different options at the top. So apps we already talked about. So our first one is course details. So you can change the name and the course code. You can change the time zone as well. You can change the term, what day the term starts and ends. And you can also select that users can only participate in the course between these dates. You can change the language, the file storage. You can have a course grading scheme. You can change the license. And if you click on this little blue button, it'll talk you through what the different licenses are. You can change the visibility, so you can make the syllabus for the course publicly visible. You can make the course entirely publicly visible. You can make the course visible to authenticated users and include this course in the public course index. You can also restrict students from viewing the course before or after the course ends. You can change the format, so whether it's an online course, an on-campus course, or if it's a blended course. You can also organize EPUB by content type, and you can change the description. Down here, you can also see how students can enroll in the course. So if you click more options, it'll expand of how they can. So you can choose to let students self-enroll by sharing with them the secret URL or code. If it's uploaded to the student information system, then it'll automatically add them into the correct one, so they don't have to do that. And it'll also tell you up here what the link is or what the join code is. You can add a join this course link to your course homepage, especially if you make your course publicly viewable. You can send your students a link to the course, and then they can just click join this course. You can also edit other settings in this one. So whether or not you're going to let students attach files to discussions, whether or not you're going to let students create discussion topics, whether or not you want to let students edit or delete their own discussion post, whether you want students to organize their own groups, whether you want to hide totals in their grade summary, whether you want to hide distribution graphs from students, and whether you want to disable comments on users. You can also set by default whether students, teachers, and students, or anyone can create, rename, and edit course wiki pages by default. Okay, on the right side, you can click Share to Commons, so this will share your entire course to Commons. One of my favorite parts is Student View, so if you click Student View, you can actually see the course as if you were the student. So this is really especially helpful if you're trying to show them how to submit an assignment, or if you just want to double check that everything is working. You can click View Student View, and you can submit fake assignments and everything to show them how to turn an assignment and what it'll look like. Just be sure when you're done, you click Leave Student View. Also, it'll show this pink around the entire part, so that's how you'll know that you're still in Student View. You can also click Course Statistics. And course statistics are going to show you running totals, so how many discussions there are, how many discussion posts, how many new discussions, and how many total new discussion entries, how many assignments there are, how many assignment groups, how many rubrics there are in your course, and how many total rubrics you have. It'll have how many active students you have, and also how many students have not accepted your course invitation. And also have how many quizzes you have, how many quiz questions, and how many quiz submissions you have. For assignments, it'll show you the number of assignments you have and the number of submissions, number of text entry assignments you have, and their submissions, the number of file upload, website URL, quiz, and discussion topic. So you can see overall how many assignments you have for each category in total. You can also view file storage, so it tells you what your allotted storage is and how many files you have uploaded and what type. And you can also see what students logged in at what time for the Students tab. You can also click on Course Calendar, which it'll just bring up the Calendar tab just like you have it in this left-hand icon. You can click Conclude this course, which will conclude the course and say that the course is over. You can permanently delete the course. You can copy this course in its entirety. You can import content into the course and export course content. You can also reset it and validate links. Validate links is really nice because it'll validate and make sure all the links in your course are correct. It'll also show you the number of students enrolled in the course, the number of teachers assistants. If you have a course designer, how many course designers there are, and how many observers there are. For sections, you can add new course sections, and then you just add it in here and click Add Sections. You can also edit and delete course sections. However, you cannot delete course sections which have users in them. For navigation, you can drag and drop what you want students to see, or if you want to hide tabs from students. If you click on the settings, you can click Enable if it's something you've disabled, or you can click Disabled. So, for example, the attendance won't appear in my navigation because I'm not using the attendance portion. Also, you can click on feature options. So if you want Learning Mastery gradebook, so if you're grading by mastery, you can click that option. You can also click Student Learning Mastery gradebook. And if you click the drop down, and it'll tell you the difference between the two. So a Learning Mastery gradebook provides a way for teachers to quickly view student and course progress on course learning outcomes. Outcomes are presented in a gradebook-like format, and student progress is displayed both as a numerical score and as mastered, near mastered, or remedial. The Learning Mastery gradebook provides a way for students to quickly view progress on course learning outcomes. Outcomes are presented in a grade-like format and displayed in both numerical score and mastered, near mastered, and remedial. You can enable multiple grading periods. You can have your gradebook list students by sortable name. You can enable anonymous grading, which forces students' names to be hidden in SpeedGrader. You can display student totals for all grading periods. And you can have quiz log auditing, so enable the tracking of events for quiz submission and the ability to log a view of those events once the submission is made.